Welcome to our third session of Dragon Age, Duty Unto Death. This is the finale. We'll be wrapping up Dragon Age. We're going to have a great stopping point, and we will continue this adventure in the future. Like I said, I'm not doing really long campaigns anymore. I'm doing just short adventures, and next week we are going to go with character creation for basic Dungeons and Dragons. So we're really looking forward to it. We are going to be playing.
Is it just me or are the fonts bigger?
The fonts are bigger. I actually hooked up the big fonts, if you don't mind.
No, that's cool. I get you're old.
Eh? All right, everybody. So it looks like everybody's in the game. We won't have Gary with us this week, so we'll try to kill once and beats off as a penalty for him not coming to the game tonight. So no, I'm just kidding.
I love that you say try to. It's gonna be easy.
I used to have a player named. Do you guys remember Big Dirt? From a couple years back.
How can you forget that guy?
Yeah, how can you forget Big Dirt? Well, he called himself the bullpen, a baseball reference, and he said, "Oh, anytime nobody comes to a game, he goes, you just call Big Dirt from the bullpen, and I'll take their character out." And he did, man. Oh my goodness. So we're not going to be running the overlays tonight because of Gary's not here. But we have everybody's beautiful voices. So where we left off last time was check for traps, your character, Valis, and then we have Yolgren, and we had Ol Wienernoggin. You guys were in the room where these 8 statues were, and that's where we left off. So you guys, a couple of things. I'll kind of do the quick recap. So there's basically a desk in the lower left-hand corner of this room. This is where there is a battle axe that nails, it looks like, another piece of parchment into the piano down here that's or the desk down here in the lower left-hand corner. And on all of the statues, there was a word inscribed, and all of the words are beauteous, compassionate, glorious, mighty, righteous, steadfast, whimsical, and wise. And those are on the base of each statue. So I am putting that into the chat. And then remember, there was also a stand where there are, because remember, the fireball went off in this room because Pickaxe Pete just kind of walked in and set the trap off. So the velvet and silky pillows that they were sitting on are kind of smoldering. So on the inside of each one of these crowns, there is a scripture that says the good Monarch. And the good Monarch is going to be put in chat as well, and it is inscribed on the inside of each one of the 4 crowns. But I remember you guys said that, hey, this is a puzzle, and it looks like we have to take the 4 crowns, and these crowns are made of steel, and you guys had mentioned that you need to probably pick the correct 4 statues. So you guys
put
have
them on
a couple of weeks.
You said something like there's notches on their noggins or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's notches, and that was one of the things that you guys noticed. It looks like these crowns fit perfectly on each one of the statues. But which 4 statues are you going to choose,
So mighty and steadfast and wise, I would think, would be 3 obvious choices. Good Monarch, I would think.
Well, I think, righteous, steadfast, wise, and compassionate. Those are my votes for the 4 that would make a good Monarch.
Which ones again? Check for traps?
Compassionate, righteous, steadfast, and
I think he said wise.
Yeah.
sorry, wise.
No, it's okay.
So, I guess we'll discuss that. I think since we don't know anything we don't have any historical information about this queen.
Queen
I
Moria,
think
yeah.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is to put it on the statues that would make the best monarch. So, you guys want to take a vote? Do you think that's reasonable?
But it's not the
set up
best
craft?
monarch, it's the good monarch.
Well,
I'll go with yours. I'll go with yours, Valos.
So we've got compassionate, glorious, righteous, and wise. That was what you put, right?
I've got steadfast instead of glorious.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat from what you have. What about these crowns? Looking at these crowns, are they different? Can we look at each of the crowns and see, do they look the same or do they look different? We can see anything special.
No, they're all 4 crowns are identical. They're made of steel. Each crown has some jewels embedded into the tips of the points of the crown.
They did.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like Holgren has said compassionate, mighty, steadfast, and wise.
And then you said there was a battle axe in here? Did we ever check that out?
There is, yeah. There's a battle axe with a piece of parchment that's kind of axed to the actual table down there in the lower left-hand corner of the room.
Oh, it's like a giant paperweight.
Right?
Oh, did we look at that yet?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll want to go over and examine that. I thought we had.
Sure. No. When you pick up the parchment, it's actually blank on both sides.
What about the axe?
It's just an old rusty axe. It could still be used. If you want to add a battle axe to your character sheet, you can drop that from the items. In fact, I can go ahead and add it into the party sheet for you. Here we go. So there's a battle axe that I've added into the party sheet. Then you have all of the items that you guys pillaged from the Queen's boot also. from the Orlesians. Thanks, guys. So Valos says, compassionate, righteous, steadfast, and wise. So it looks like everybody's pretty much the same except for mighty and righteous. I mean, you guys can try them. You don't know what could happen if the crowns are wrong, if anything.
Right. So I'm going to say that only one person should be in a room when we do this. Would probably be the best idea. Seeing how we've already had fireballs go off in here, so.
Yeah, since old Pickaxe Pete.
Well, I can do it if you want. I don't know if the statues are too tall for me, but if you need a guinea pig, I can.
You can reach him. You can take one of the chairs and stand on the chair and.
The guy dragged the chair across the floor.
Sure. So what I see everybody scattering like roaches on the map. So what do you guys think? What combination are you guys gonna do? Because both of you guys have got compassionate, steadfast, and wise. But what is the 4th crown gonna go on? Mighty or righteous?
Righteous to me is not very a good quality, I guess, but I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to stay out of the room.
Who's holding the parchment, or did you just put it back on the?
I've got the parchment in hand. Okay. I'm investigating it. I'm trying to hold it up to the light. I'm thinking, man, if only I had some lemon juice, I'd be able to see what's going on.
Oh man, I just cleaned out my lemon tree. I got 75 lemons off of my lemon tree. Unbelievable.
Nice.
I have
Yeah, you
no
got to make
clue.
lemonade, right?
Yes.
Life gives you lemons.
I made
Yeah.
homemade lemonade for the first time a couple days ago. Holy cow! It was so good. I drank the whole gallon in a day. I mean, it was that good. And wow, it was the first time I ever made a fresh lemonade. And I bought one of those metal squeezers from Amazon. So yeah, really good. I couldn't believe it. Oh, and if any of you guys need lemon seeds, I've got like hundreds and hundreds of lemon seeds. If you want to plant any trees, let me know. I'll ship you some seeds. So, yeah. I guess
It's so
that's
weird, Dave, because you were shipping me that other seed.
what.
No, I'm just joking. Hey, would you do me a solid and share the map again? I can't find which thing it was, and I had closed it.
Sure, no problem. Next time, if you ever
Thank
need
you.
to find a map, all you got to do is open up the combat tracker worm and double click on your token. And when you double click on your little portrait there on the left, it'll pop the map up that your token's on.
Oh, it's
Nice
like
little trick
magic.
for you. Yeah, it's like magic.
I'm going to try it out right now.
So yeah, I've got lemons everywhere. Oh, they're so good, man.
Well, I guess life finally gave you lemons, Dave.
Finally.
Well, what are you going to do now?
Squeeze them.
You've already made lemonade.
Oh, I mean, I put about 15 lemons in each gallon, so. Oh, so good. All right, so what do you guys think as I digress about lemons? Going
I'm
with
gonna
the mighty.
I'm gonna go with
or the righteous?
Holgren. He's my fellow dwarf brother. I like his choices.
Stupid Holgren.
Well, if it's a good monarch, then you think they'd have to be righteous, good, righteous. But whatever, do what you want. And I'll kind of duck
You can
behind the
take
door
righteousness and go either way with that.
I don't know if something's going to blow up.
So
Let's do it, though.
as you take the crown and you get in front of the mighty statue and you climb up onto the chair and you set the crown on the statue that says mighty, you feel the sudden jolt pulse throughout your body, and you take some lightning damage. You will take a total of 11 lightning damage that is penetrating. So you'll take all 11 damage. So add 11 wounds to your sheet. But you didn't get that jolt from any of the other 3 statues. So you're kind of thinking, hey, I think I got 3 of these right. But yeah, you definitely get that penetrating jolt of electricity through your body when you put the 4th crown on Mighty.
Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you.
All right, come here, Valis. I'm done. I got burnt, and now I got.
Give me that. So I'll take the final crown and I'll put it on the right.
Okay. So, you've got the crown in your hand. You place it on top of the statue, and then you feel a tingling sensation. You don't, not a jolt of electricity as you saw old Pickaxe Pete going for a couple of seconds, and all of a sudden, the scroll the piece of parchment, all of a sudden starts to have this illuminating writing, starting to etch words onto the parchment, and you're starting to read the parchment as it's writing all of the text, which is obviously in a Ferelden common. And this is what you see. It says, "To those who survive, the fury of our sortie infuriated the Orlesians. They are not used to those who stand and fight. From what we've seen from on high, the Orlesians' army remains in the valley. They must believe that Queen Moria is still here. I hope this means she made good her escape. The flame of rebellion must burn until we are free. For Ferelden, Sir Victor Greenthorn."
Wow, he's got some excellent penmanship, by the way.
Right. I'll put the link in the chat. So
The lines are very straight. It's true. Plus, it's magical. That's kind of cool. Well, I don't know how this helps us, but it's certainly an interesting history lesson.
Well, we need to. I guess if we're going against Orlesians, we better tell them for the Queen before we fight or something.
Well, you kind of told the story whenever you had your magical mishap and you kind of slipped off into
mishap.
the magical. But I mean, it was so MacGyver. It worked out perfect because you slipped into the fade. And you saw this story that you told everybody.
Yeah, that I remember. That chick ran for her life. Her and some other dude. Yeah, they bailed.
Yeah. So it looks like you kind of saw what happened, and of course, relaying it back to the party. But yeah, you now have a second handout. And the first handout, it said, to those who survive, as Queen Moira commanded, I led a sortie against the Orlesians who came to kill her, and so end the rebellion. By Andraste, we bloodied them. When the Chevaliers flanked us, which are kind of like cavaliers on mounted riders, I had to order the retreat. Yeah, on Chevys. Had to order the retreat to the tower. Here we will make our last stand, and kind of handout 2 kind of talks about the tower. Well, it doesn't really mention a tower.
Well, let's go to the next. Let's go up, and I'll kind of lead the way up the stairs.
All right, sure. So let's go ahead and we will delete all tokens. We will.
No!
All are dead now. All right, so here we are. Everybody is on 3. Oh, mercy. Did that?
Freaking huge.
Yeah.
Looks like we went into a very small corridor.
This is places for halflings.
That's right. But just the lower halfling.
So it looks like when I copied my campaign over from my C drive to my D drive, it looks like it got rid of the. I think it did. Looks like it got rid of the grid. So I'll delete once and beat off of. So here we are. Here's everybody. You guys come up the stairwell. God damn it, Girth.
I didn't want to be in front, dude.
So you guys get to this room. There are quite a few doors. Valos in front of you. It looks like there are bookshelves. And to the south, you look into the room, and it looks like a library also. There is a double door to the north that is closed. But there are a couple doors open, Valis, where you can see, pick XP, you can kind of look down to the south, and you can see that this is definitely a library, that's for sure. This entire floor looks, to whatever you can see, looks to be like a library. Library. That's my hillbilly library talking.
That's my favorite kind of berries.
Libraries? Yeah, they're good.
They're good, and you can make soap out of them, too.
Thanks, Gwydion. Appreciate it, man.
So well,
what say you, adventurers?
I'm gonna go south a little bit, and I'm gonna start pawing through the library, flipping through the books, looking at the titles, seeing if something's been disturbed, or just kind of investigate this room.
I love the smell of old dusty books, by the way.
You like that musky smell? So here is this is also as you kind of are exploring around in here, this little room to your immediate right is a little sleeping quarters. And it, like I said, there's no footprints. So there hasn't been anyone in here in generations. Here is basically a balcony. Beautiful view of the area of Greenthorn. You can look down and see, Greenthorn, the town. Callie's out there